Magandang buhay mga bata! Tara, samahan ninyo akong matuto kasama si
Teacher Aika, your online teacher. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and hit the notification bell for more videos. Thank you! Matatag Curriculum, Science Grade 4, Quarter 3, Lesson 8. Our topic for today is about sources and uses of sound energy. This is Teacher Aika, your online teacher. Let's start! Learning competency. The learners identify that energy is something that can cause change, including light, sound, and heat energy. Second, the learners observe and identify sources and uses of light, sound, and heat energy at school, at home, and in the local community. Content. First, sources and uses of sound energy. Second, how to protect oneself from intense sound. Day 1. Let's have first a short review. The YouTube video is about guessing what causes the sound being played. So the learners may be divided into groups for this activity as they try to correctly guess the sound. Let's watch the video presentation. Process questions. First, which sounds were easiest and hardest to guess? Why? Did the category of the sound, household and animal make a difference? Second, how can different sounds create different moods or emotions? For example, how does a plate smashing on the floor make you feel different from that of a running faucet? Let's have an activity. The title is Color Chaos: Unlocking the Secret of Heat. Objectives: at the end of the activity, the learners are expected to A. Describe how heat energy can cause changes such as cooking food, melting ice, or heating a room. Materials needed: a clear glass or jar, hot water, not too hot, to touch, cold water, food coloring, a dropper. Instructions. First, fill the glass. Fill the glass about 3/4 full with cold water. Second, add the color. Carefully add a few drops of food coloring to the cold water. Observe how the color slowly spreads. Third, hot water time. Carefully pour some hot water into the glass. You can use a dropper or pour it slowly down the side of the glass. And fourth, observe. Watch what happens to the food coloring. It should start to move and mix with the water much faster than before. Unlocking content area vocabulary. Energy. Energy is the ability to do work. This means that energy makes things happen. The sun, as the principal source of energy for the earth, makes other forms of energy possible. Energy transfer. Energy transfer is the process of moving energy from place to place, or from one object to another. But the form of energy does not change. Heat. Transfer of thermal energy from one object or system. Thermal energy. The energy inside of something because of the movement of its particles. Day 2. Subtopic number 1. Sources and uses of heat energy. Color chaos: unlocking the secret of heat. Let's investigate. Why do you think the food coloring moved faster in the hot water? The science behind it? Heat is a form of energy. When water is hot, its tiny particles or molecules move faster. The faster they move, the more they bump into the food coloring, making it spread quickly. This is just like how sugar dissolves faster in hot tea or hot chocolate. Let's feel the difference. Next, let's use our sense of touch. Gently touch the jar of hot water. and the jar of cold water. Want to feel something even colder? Hold an ice cube in your palm for a few seconds. Record your observations. What did you feel when you touched the ice? Was it super cold? Did it make your hand tingle? What about the warm water? Was it relaxing? Did it feel nice on your fingers? Worked example. Picture 1. Your palm becomes cold when you place an ice cube on it. Picture 1 holding an ice cube. What happens? Your hands feel cold. Why? The ice takes away the heat from your hands, making them colder. Picture 2. Your palm become warm when you hold a cup of warm water. Picture 2 holding a warm cup. What happens? Your hands feel warm. Why? The heat from the cup moves to your hands, making them warmer. Picture number 3. Heat comes from the fire to the hand. What happens? The warmth from the fire makes your hands feel toasty. Why? Heat always moves from something hot, like fire, to something cooler, your hands. Picture number 4. Heat moves from hands to ice. What happens? The ice melts in your hands. Why? Your warm hands give heat to the ice, making it melt into water. Picture number 5. Holding a warm cup again. What happens? Your hands get warmer. Why? The heat from the cup moves to your hands, just like how the sun warms your skin. Day 3. Let's have a lesson activity. Heating the buildings and homes in our community activity. Riza was curious after her science class about which source of heat was most popular in her neighborhood for cooking. She asked her neighbors if they heated their homes or work locations with either gas, oil, wood, or electricity. Just like Riza, find out the sources of heat energy in your community and think about how the information you learned connects to other communities. So here's the table. House number, sources of heat, thermal energy, we have gas, oil, wood, coal, and electricity. Instructions. Number 1. Riza was curious after her science class about which source of heat was most popular in her neighborhood for cooking. Number 2. She asked her neighbors if they heated their homes or work locations with either gas, oil, wood, coal, or electricity. Number 3. Just like Riza, find out the sources of heat energy in your community and think about how the information you learn connects to other communities. And number 4, put a check on the corresponding box if the rules or if the house uses the following source of heat: thermal energy for cooking, namely gas, oil, wood, coal, or electricity. Activity number 1, heating the buildings and homes in our community. Objectives: at the end of the activity, the learners are expected to A. Describe how heat energy can cause changes such as cooking food, melting ice, or heating a room. B. Recognize the importance of safety when dealing with energy sources and devices. And C. Identify sources of heat energy such as stoves, ovens, heaters, and the sun. For the materials needed, we have pen and paper. So here are the questions. First, which among the 5 sources of thermal energy is commonly used in your neighborhood, and why? Here's the possible answer. Gas is the most commonly used source of thermal energy because it is easy to use, heats up food quickly, and is widely available in households. Number 2, which among the 5 sources of thermal energy is the least used in your neighborhood, and why? Possible answer: coal is the least used because it produces a lot of smoke, takes time to heat up, and is not as convenient as gas or electricity. Number 3, what could be the ways to conserve thermal energy? Here are the possible answers. First, use a lid when cooking to trap heat. Second, turn off the stove when not in use. Third, cook multiple items at once to save energy. And fourth, use energy-efficient appliances. Number 4, what are the ways to handle thermal energy safely? For example, in boiling water using firewood or a gas stove. Possible answer: keep flammable objects away from fire. Use proper cooking tools to avoid burns. Never leave a fire unattended. And check for gas leaks before using a gas stove. Day 4. Learners' takeaways. Number 1, why do we need to stay away from intense heat? Answer: intense heat can cause burns, dehydration, or even heat stroke. It can also damage objects and start fires. Number 2, what could be the result if you leave your mobile phone, laptops, and other appliances charging unattended? Answer: it can overheat, damage the battery, or even cause a fire if there is an electrical issue. Number 3, what would happen if you leave the food you are cooking unattended? Possible answer: the food can burn, create smoke, and even start a fire, which can be dangerous. Number 4, why do our parents always tell us to close the valve of our LPGs after cooking? The answer: closing the valve prevents gas leaks, which can cause explosions or poisoning if inhaled. Now, let's go on with our formative assessment. Multiple choice. Read carefully the questions below. Choose the correct answer from the choices below each question and circle the letter corresponding to the correct answer. Number 1. Which of the following is the best example of heat energy? A. A ball rolling down a hill. B. A light bulb glowing brightly. C. A pot of water boiling on a stove. And D. A fan blowing cool air. The answer is letter C. A pot of water boiling on a stove. Number 2. Which of the following is one way that heat is used in our homes? A. To power the TV. B. To run the refrigerator. C. To cook food on the stove. Or D. To light up the room. The correct answer is letter C. To cook food on the stove. Number 3. Which sentence is not true about heat or thermal energy? A. Heat can only move from warm to a cool place. B. Heat energy can be felt as warmness. C. Heat moves from a cool to a warm place. Or D. Heat can change states of matter. The correct answer is letter C. Heat moves from a cool to a warm place. Number 4. When we feel cold, we sometimes wear warm clothes. How do warm clothes help us feel warmer? A. They create heat energy. B. They trap our body heat. C. They absorb heat energy from the air. Or D. They reflect heat energy back to our body. The correct answer is letter B. They trap our body heat. Number 5. When you touch a hot pan, heat energy moves from A. The pan to your hand. B. Your hand to the palm. C. The air to your hand. Or D. The air to the pan. The correct answer is letter A. The pan to your hand. Maraming salamat sa panonood. Huwag kalimutang i-like at mag-subscribe para sa higit pang educational content. I-click ang bell icon para ma-update ka sa ating mga bagong video. Salamat!